Stuart Alderati and Brad Garlinghouse are here together with the new vice president, and there will be a crypto task force in the future. Yes, XRP could benefit greatly from that. Friends, we have a lot planned because you might not believe it, but it didn't come with this wow during the inauguration speech where they talk about Bitcoin and everything goes to the moon. No, not that, but indeed a lot has happened yesterday. A lot has already happened. So, from a broken promise by Trump to absolute curiosities. So I've summarized everything now, and I will present it to you as compactly as possible in this video, and I will also touch on it again. I've talked about this before, what his plan is, because crypto itself is not, that's the vehicle for him. I think I've definitely carefully outlined the big picture now. So let's take a look together. We'll see you after the intro. Today's video is brought to you by BingX. If you want to secure a €25 bonus now, then check the description. Here's the sign up link, but before we do that, guys, thank you so much. It's absolutely insane what happened yesterday. You must have no other hobbies or something. So here, we are at 8,215 views as of now after 20 hours. 8,215 views as of now after 20 hours. That was about 150 new subscribers or so. Views as of now after 20 hours. That was approximately 150 new subscriptions or so. Also, some comments. So basically, if you like this video today and you haven't subscribed yet, but you want to support me a bit in my work, I would be truly grateful. Then feel free to leave a subscription. You can also activate the bell. And if you really like it, then feel free to give it a like or write a comment. That really boosts the algorithm again. Maybe we can top that again, and maybe even those likes. So a huge thank you. Just a quick note on that, because that really escalated, called me. Many reached out to me yesterday and asked, yeah, what's up with this VIP trading? Well, it's about you getting trading signals for free. This whole thing runs through BingX, with two professional traders who have managed to turn $4,000 into $30,000 in 2 months with a success rate of around 70 to 80%. Turning $4,000 into $30,000 in 2 months to make dollars with a success rate of around 70 to 80%. So really stylish, and you can use the whole thing completely for free. That's the only thing you need to do. I'll link it down here again. Just sign up here through this link at BingX, then deposit at least $100. Then here's my Telegram. Send the BingX UID to me, and then you'll be in the group and can copy their trades one-to-one. You don't have to memorize this graphic now. We're just going to start here. Smooth transition. What you can see here, these are the individual connections of Donald Trump to various cryptos. I saw all of this in a video from Crypto, and I obviously don't want to take credit for someone else's work. So if you're interested, he made a really well-researched video about it. Check this out. This is meant to be more of the current extension to that. So the first connection we see here, that's Dodge. So everyone probably heard about it yesterday. The new department by Elon Musk, it has officially been established. The website is going live. And what do we see, of course? Yeah, there's a logo from the Dodge meme. What happened next? Bam, that thing just pumped. Yeah, and exactly those points. So you might be wondering now. We all know since the Trump meme, or the one with the First Lady, he definitely has an impact in the whole space, which makes sense. A few people know him. And now you can certainly complain and say that he's really just using this for his own wallet. Now you can only ask yourself the question, if you maybe look into it beforehand and know what he could be pushing in some way, yeah, then this could get really interesting, right? And for all the XRP fans out there, yeah, XRP could also benefit greatly from that. But let's take a look right away. And with that, let's dive right into Ripple. And what do we see here? Very positive breakout. Yeah, we're out of the trend channel again. Now we just have to wait and see. What's happening? After financial, we're now dancing right on this trend line. And now comes the crucial point. Is it going up or is it going down? Now, it's up to the news to decide. However, Ripple. I still have some news in the video that should definitely have a positive impact here. Just a quick look at Bitcoin. That looks great too. So the RSI nice and low in the oversold area. So you could definitely assume that there's a move upwards coming. I've specifically marked the last high here again, or rather I need to correct that. That would be basically what we might top out at here. We have an absolute uptrend. So I've marked that in green for you, and now we just have to wait and see. Here we are again at the crucial trend line. Now we see a rejection and it's continuing upwards. And maybe this range will be broken through again right away, or will there be another pullback? And then the question arises, are we going to stay in this range, or is it going to go down further here as well? It's always a topic. So we had yesterday, and I'll tell you right away what trend is likely to spill over into crypto right now. Bitcoin is definitely not falling short. Now we just have to wait and see. Sure, the Americans are currently asleep. So in that sense, it's going to be interesting now. What decrees are coming today, for example? Coming from Trump. I briefly mentioned it in the video yesterday. If you weren't one of the 800 people, feel free to click in here. In any case, Trump appointed Mark Uyeda as the new acting SEC chairman through an executive order from the Republicans. Now, the big question came up, yeah, and what about Adkins? And isn't he coming at all? And so, but he will take the lead until Adkins is confirmed. But now comes the little joke of the matter. That's probably going to be in June 2026. 2026. So we will definitely have more to do with him. However, what's quite positive about the whole thing is it's actually simple. He has indeed criticized Gensler in the past. Is also nicely included here. How he has exercised and carried out his entire leadership regarding crypto. So from that perspective, this is definitely a positive impulse for crypto. But what I want to get at, you should be able to notice that by now, it just takes a bit of time in government. And so get ready for it. Yeah, crypto folks, they always want some Binance listing or something every day. To the moon thing, listen. But this could definitely take a bit longer here, as some might suspect, because there are more news from the SEC where it was announced that it's a crypto task force. There will be in the future Commissioner Hester Pierce. She has already stated it will take time and patience and above all time. And maybe I haven't forgotten it. It will take time. And that's probably exactly what many have been looking forward to. That corresponding rulings and also charges from the SEC will be put back under review. However, it was also said that a clear, clean, well-researched regulatory framework should be established. And unfortunately, that has the consequence that takes time. So please don't expect that they'll sit down today and the corresponding news will come out tomorrow. And it says, hey, everything is pardoned or everything is gone here and everything is changed there. And so on. So I'm realistically preparing for it to take longer. I hope you can live with the fact that I'm not making some kind of moonball prediction here. So I already mentioned it yesterday. There's hype on other channels. I'm trying to pass this on to you realistically to not achieve that you'll eventually be running around saying, everything turned out differently. Yes, exactly. That's exactly the reason. You just have to hold on. Sit it out. Wait. And that should also be seen in the long term. But I definitely see it positively for crypto. If you see this differently in any way or agree with me, feel free to write it in the comments below. Here's a quick update on some news around Ripple. So we definitely know that the two leading guys at XRP, or rather at Ripple, they were involved. So Stuart Alderoty and also Brad Garlinghouse is here together with the new vice president. So you can also assume that here, when they took a photo together, you probably exchanged a word or two. What could have a positive effect here? So we'll get back to the graphic in just a moment and discuss in detail how Ripple could fit into this whole system, or rather what Trump ultimately plans. Because if Ripple, or rather XRP, fits into this master plan, yes, then it could get exciting. And by the way, who is currently going full throttle That's Senator Cynthia Al-Lamis. So it feels like it's just both ways, and they're like, wow, let loose. It's like they were on such a long leash, and suddenly, bam, the rope snaps and she takes off running. So if you take a look at this here, things are really heating up. By the way, if you're not following me on X yet, I often share stuff like this, and I'm happy to share my opinion on it too. So from here, feel free to follow me. Just look for an uptrend. Let me quickly show you the profile. It looks like this, and then you can feel free to follow me there. Definitely. Everything, you can really notice it in everything. Something is happening. So conversations about Bitcoin, about the future, about US reserves, about digital assets in general. Here, for example, also discussions with Eric Trump, etc. By the way, don't forget about Eric Trump at all. That's also a leading role in the whole game. And now let's get straight to the first topic. Because what was first overturned by Trump's executive order, that was Biden's law for the implementation and management of AI risks. Now we can ask ourselves the question why and how does crypto benefit from this? So on one hand, you can really put this into the whole context. Trump is a billionaire. So that means, yes, he might have made a lot of money through his Trump meme coin and also the First Lady. But he can also say, well, okay, then just put it on top of the pile. He didn't become the US president to make even more money. Why does a politician become a politician? Because he has, and in the end, it's also about making a statement. What also goes beyond his eventual passing, there is the fact that he can say, or rather everyone can say in the afterlife, Trump pulled it off, he did it, and that's what it's all about for him. Now he wants to, as he has nicely put it, make America great again, and I see a huge potential here to revitalize a great country with an industry that was completely brought to a standstill by both. So just think about the topic of AI, the topic of crypto, Ripple, which suddenly says, yes, jobs in the USA, he can completely boost the economy with that. And it continues in this context. First, that was overturned, and then it went straight on. That he wants to announce a joint venture with OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle, which will be called Stargate. Yes. And that's what it's all about. Investments in the billions. So we're talking about 500. There's also a corresponding video where the CEO of SoftBank briefly talks about it as well. And I took a closer look at that. Oracle has skyrocketed as a result. Now you might wonder, well, what else could rise? So we're talking here about an investment of 500 billion in AI data centers. Didn't we recently have a hype around AI? Could it be that this artificial intelligence hype could perhaps be triggered by something like this? Well, I can only say this much. I still currently hold all of the AI tokens that are related to AI, but I think it's quite realistic. Such messages can create movement. Of course, not with everything. There's a lot out there, but in my opinion, could this potentially bring the AI sector back? If you have a different opinion, feel free to write it in the comments. And what a surprise. Who would have thought world suddenly full explosion? Why? Well, of course, something was mentioned with OpenAI, AI and news and all that. I can still tell you, your fingers away from that thing. If you don't want to believe me, if you want to know why, feel free to click here. The chart looks quite fresh now. Sure, if you had invested that earlier, then you would have, well, okay. I took 17% in profit. I don't find it that crazy either, but we're walking here right now, and we used to be up there. And I make a claim that we will never get back up there, but feel free to just watch the video for that. Which promise has Trump definitely broken? This is Ross Ulbricht to be pardoned on the first day of the inauguration. Now, one should say at this point, maybe I was perhaps a bit hasty there. Just because if we take a look here, indeed, Elon Musk actually tweeted again, Ross will be free too. So we'll see what happens there in some form. But you can assume that the corresponding pardon will come. Maybe the executive order will come today. We'll see. What I also mentioned is probably the topic of the most pointless spot ETF applications I've ever seen. Well, I don't understand it either. Guys, feel free to take a look here. Yesterday, applications were officially submitted to the SEC for a Trump ETF. So I recently sent out a tweet and wrote, probably US reserves will also come into play with Trump. Meme coins, guys, I just don't get it. So take a look at the chart. Take a look at the fluctuations. Why is there suddenly supposed to be an ETF now? I don't know if that's supposed to be more of a marketing message. It's like, so hey, we're also really big in business. Or I don't know. It's just like Dodge and Bonk. So Bonk, Dodge, if you will, maybe that's established. Good Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, XRP. Don't need to say anything about that. Hey, guys, XRP, guys, here, XRP ETF application. That's definitely a positive thing. But all jokes aside, so maybe I'm the only one, but I think the others are just nonsense. ETF applications for complete nonsense. Now let's quickly move on to a different topic. I'm not showing you this because of the Pionex grid bot, but mainly because of this narrative meme. Of course, I didn't know that before I started this bot. You have to say that now. But the price fluctuations are really nice, especially since I'm running this thing with leverage and it automatically buys, sells. It should be around a grid profit of nearly 80% of the investment in a time frame of almost 37, 38 days. So that's pretty crazy. And that brings us to the next possible pump, which Trump could kind of steer here. Or rather, if you pull up this list, it should really excite Elon Musk. We've seen that he also pushed Dodge yesterday. And now you might ask yourself, yeah, these meme coins. So we've also noticed, for example, Trump announced the Department of Dodge back then, and the Pepe is pumped. I just want to show a comparison here. You can see what was going on here. So absolutely wild. So yeah, just think about it. You would have invested here. And now there are a few out there. I just pulled one out. I'll tell you about it right away. No investment advice. Do your own research. As I said, there are a lot of them out there. I'm personally always cautious. Of course, it concerns early investments. However, that's exactly the issue again. You all want the big profits. Well, then you would also have to take on the corresponding risk. Because if you had bought in really early, no one would have thought that you can take such percentages here. Even a small amount would have been enough. But okay, that's what I mean. And here you can also see there are, of course, corresponding developments also still. So here, for example, on the one hand, there's now a pre-sale for this. But there's also a Web3 game coming soon. So basically a tap game, which is also included here. You can go into staking and also make use of the time during the pre-sale. And even when you look at the socials around it, there are already followers involved. You can pull all of this out in complete detail. So the app is also supposed to come to Google Play and the App Store, which in turn means that the Trump has to be behind it, because otherwise there wouldn't be a listing either. So when you look at this here, 83,000 monthly users, JO Moin, and again, there it is. The topic of airdrops is online, and so on and so forth, especially. There's also a separate community here, which I find quite interesting. But as I said, just to be clear, do your own research. Yeah, you can see that here in the community as well. 61,776. The people in there are... So it's pretty wild. But like I said, do your research. You can never know what's pumping right now, etc. Definitely what you should be clear about in the meme narrative. We saw it with the Trump coin as well. It's simply the hype. And it's the attention. And that's what everything stands or falls on. What you can also see here, Certic audit is also online. So that means you can already see here, Trump is behind it. The smart contract has been checked, etc. And also the announcements themselves, Cointelegraph reported on it, CoinMarketCap, Bitcoinist, those are already some of the biggest media outlets involved. But what exactly is Trump focusing on now? So we found out on one hand, he wants to boost the economy with crypto, with AI, with blockchain, etc. So they're pushing accordingly. Of course, XRP fits perfectly into the picture, right? Because logically, jobs are being created in the USA. Without me repeating myself, now you can certainly take the time to just take a look. Okay, World Liberty Financial. So his project, yeah, that could definitely get interesting now. Because if, there we have the monetary approach again, if he holds a lot of it himself and the prices go up, due to his actions, he clearly and obviously has a win-win situation. And there we see Ethereum first. We also heard about that recently. They bought in like champions. All right, USDC now independent of that. Wrapped. Bitcoin is included. Tron is involved. Some people have noticed it too. Justin Sun has invested a significant amount in World Liberty Financial. USDC Act is included. Ava Link. Yeah. Okay, and now let's move on to the next topic. Didn't we hear about that? The capital gains tax for crypto, and now hold on, is supposed to be overturned in the USA. So that would also be a plus point for XRP and the like. Because this is all about the US-owned tokens and coins. And what a surprise, now there's exactly a list here on CoinMarketCap, a new list made in USA. And who's at the very top? And how does it continue from here? Solana suddenly in the mix. Oh, the Trump Nincoin meme, that came out on Solana. By the way, there's another price increase here. Dodge is in the mix. Cardano. It could definitely be interesting because we haven't really heard much about that. So it feels like the thing is bouncing between 90 cents and $1.10. So back and forth, but not much is happening. Chainlink, we know now, he's also invested in his own DeFi project. Haven't heard much about Avalanche either. SUI, there, Eric Trump is invested. Stella Hedera, that's interesting. So we already have some assets right at the top. And now you can, of course, just scroll down this list and take a look. Yeah, what's included here in the smaller volume. The meme here, for example, does have a name. It's clear that the smaller the market cap, the more risk there is behind it. But as I said, there might still be one or two hidden gems that you can like pick up. If I should make a separate elaboration on that, so feel free to write in the comments. So that should be it for today. I'm curious if you liked the video. Feel free to give a thumbs up if that was the case. Otherwise, feel free to subscribe. And I can only give you this tip in closing. Check out this video. I'm talking about my biggest mistakes in 2024. And I'm sure you can take away one or two tips as well. See you tomorrow in the next video. Until then, all the best. Bye.